When we relaunched Carolina People back in January, the first guest of the week was talking about an upcoming computer security conference. Well, the conference happened, and he's here today. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Holiday Inn West, home of last week's International Computer Security Conference. We're visiting with the General Chair of the conference, Dr. John Stamey, an Assistant Professor of Computer Science at Coastal Carolina University. Good morning, Dr. Stamey.
Good morning, Greg. It seems like we've done this before.
We have. That's right. We were so thankful that you helped us kick off Carolina People again it was a few months ago when we were at Myrtle Beach Lighting, when we were obviously talking about this conference in which was going to be in the future, and now, of course, it's in the past.
That's right. It was an exciting conference. We had people from all over the world. We had attorneys, IT people, folks from in town, students. It was really a good conference, Greg.
You had a good turnout here at the Holiday Inn West, John.
Listen, at 8:30 in the morning, we had 44 people sitting in there, and that's a lot of people at 8:30 in the morning. And of course, they kept filtering in throughout the day. So I think we had a very successful conference. I was really pleased with it.
That is tremendous, John. Do you mind if we call you John?
Please do.
I guess so many folks either call you Professor Stamey or Dr. Stamey.
I like for everyone to call me John. That's my name.
A lot of folks call you the columnist, the internet columnist for, what's that paper?
For that wonderful, the best paper that I know of, the Myrtle Beach Herald.
I love it. I love it. You know, that internet column has really taken off, John.
Well, I'm glad it has. I have a lot of people that contact me about it and tell me they enjoy it. I know last week's column was on the cycle about how you can get in trouble with viruses and Trojans when they come on your computer after you think everything's okay. And I wrote that kind of in celebration of the Computer Security Conference. Also, the Herald was kind enough to print the schedule for the conference. We appreciate that, Myrtle Beach Herald.
Yeah, folks can get in their boxes now or go back to the one they may have gotten in the mail last Thursday or Friday, or
exactly.
It's still sitting in the paper, sitting in area boxes until this Thursday. Folks can go get it to see the caliber of the guests that you had here. Of course, they can go online. Isn't there a website you all had for the conference?
There is, Greg, and I wanted to mention about that. It's www.computersecurityconference.com. Now, in about 3 or 4 weeks, we will have a really nice online digital proceeding. We'll have transcriptions of the panels. Now, we've got 3 really interesting panels. Can I go ahead and explain this as I talk about the website? Okay, we've got several panels that will be of interest to people. One is computer security and medical health. We're very fortunate that we had 3 chief information officers of area hospitals, the Conway Medical Center, Loras Healthcare Systems, and Columbus Regional up in North Carolina, just up across the state line.
They were all here last week for the conference?
They were, and they participated in a panel moderated by one of your guests this week, Zeke Creech.
Oh, great, who's coming on with us tomorrow.
That's right. Zeke is an attorney in Charlotte, and he knows quite a bit about health care issues, so he was kind enough to come down here and moderate the panel. People enjoyed it. I had a lot of people call me in advance of the conference and said they were really interested to see, well, what are they going to say? In fact, one of the system administrators at the university takes care of information systems for a chapter of hospice, and he said he was very interested and thankful that we had that at the conference. So I think, at least for sure, that filled a real need. People are interested in health care and security.
Right.
We then had a panel on security in colleges and universities, and then we had a panel on what should we be teaching in colleges and universities in terms of security. Because I'll tell you right now, with all the information technology jobs that are being outsourced, there are 2 that can't really be outsourced. One is security, because you have to be on site and taking care of it there. The other one is project management. So we're very fortunate at Coastal. We teach security throughout a number of our classes, and we also have a separate course in project management that emphasizes security. So I guess as I've been digressing a little bit, the Computer Security Conference kind of fits a niche that we've been trying to fit at Coastal and something that the community needed. So anyway, back to the website. We'll have a nice digital proceeding. We'll have PowerPoints from the invited speakers.
Tremendous.
We'll have papers from the folks that sent in papers to be refereed, the competitive papers we call them.
Right.
We'll have transcriptions from the panels. So I think we'll have a lot that people will enjoy going to see, and that's computersecurityconference.com. Give us about a month to get all that together. We're tweaking everything, so it should be ready.
And of course, last week's conference was Computer Security Conference 2007, but at the same time, you've got that root web address, the computersecurityconference.com, so you can use it every single year. That's
right, because right now we have conference CSC 2008 is scheduled for April the 16th through the 18th next year, and people are excited. I think we're going to have an even better crowd, and it will be again at the host hotel of the Holiday Inn West. Nice people here.
We love it out here, and this lobby is tremendous. They've got a lot going on even this week. Of course, other conferences going on this week. It's tremendous. You know, it's so exciting. You helped line up some tremendous guests for the rest of this week. Of course, I know you mentioned Zeke Creech, who's coming in with us tomorrow.
Could I tell you a little bit about...
Please share. I want to hear a little bit about our Wednesday guest, John Kibler from down in Charleston, who is just give viewers a little sense of what they're going to get if they stay with us on Wednesday morning.
All right, I tell you what, I've got a little schedule here, and let me go day by day so I can stay organized.
Sure.
First, on Tuesday, we will have Zeke Creech, who moderated the healthcare panel, and you can talk to him. I'm sure he has a few things.
He's an attorney from Raleigh, from Parker, Poe, Adams, and Bernstein.
Exactly, and they have a Charlotte office.
They do. Oh, very big, in Munich and otherwise, but also all over the world.
So anyway, Zeke will be here, and he'll recap what all happened there. Then we've got a really neat guy named John Kibler. John is the Chief Technical Officer for Advanced Systems Technologies in Charleston. He and a group of his friends about 10 years ago founded a security company. They are busy as they can be. They're very knowledgeable, and John will be an interesting person for the viewers of Carolina People to see.
Yeah.
Then on Thursday morning, Cully Carson, our buddy, is going to talk about what he spoke about, which is just legal issues in security. And you know, he's with Womble Carlisle.
Sanders and Rice, a big Winston-Salem-based firm, which I understand is one of the biggest in the Southeast.
They are, and my buddy Penn Sanders, I used to have lunch with him every day for about 2 years. Just a good country lawyer, and he really believed in fundamentals. That's a good firm, and we're glad that Cully was at the conference and will be here.
He traveled down from the Triangle as well. It's amazing to see the caliber of folks traveling in literally from all over the world, John.
It is. Then we have Mr. Excitement himself, Dr. Jean-Louis Lassay. He's going to finally make it to Carolina People.
That's great. We've been trying to get, and Professor Lassay is he the chair of the...
He's the chair of the Computer Science Department at Coastal, world traveler, former editor of the Journal of the Association of Computing Machinists. If there's something in computer science, he's done it. He's at the top of the heap, and just a great guy. And he is one of the people who was really instrumental in putting this on. He was the program chair for the conference.
The significance of computer security, John, is this really something that viewers need to be concerned about? Is this something that they should have been out here if they weren't here last Thursday and Friday for the conference, which of course was open to the public? If they missed the conference, what are some of the things they would have learned about? Is this really critical?
It's so critical because, you know, it was about a week and a half ago that Representative or Senator
Senator Ray Cleary.
Senator Ray Cleary's wife was a victim of identity theft, and it was a big feature article in the newspaper. Identity theft is here to stay. The needs for people to understand, keep your virus protection update. If something really goes wrong, go find an expert, because people can be taking your information. It happens all the time. It's not a matter of if. It's absolutely a matter of when, and you've got to protect yourself.
That is terrible. You know, I saw some of the questions that Mr. Kibler had sent out, that John had sent out to try to prepare for his interview this upcoming Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And of course, some of those were really pretty scary. You know, when he talked about not banking online, I don't want to give folks too much of a sense of to give it ahead of time, but he talked about clearly there's good merchants that you can utilize and use your credit card, never use a debit card online. But one of the scary things was he absolutely encourages folks to stay away from banking online at all.
That's right, and I'll tell you what, John has a point. Banking online is convenient, and you know we've become a world centered with convenience. But I'll tell you what, sometimes convenience overrides good sense. So just listen to John. He'll talk to you in a couple of days, and you can find out what he thinks. We'll let him.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Well, of course, you know we talked about a little bit of the lineup, a little about yourself, John. Are you originally from the area?
Well, I've always been in Myrtle Beach at some point or another. My family always came down here. We vacationed here every year since I was born. I always wanted to live here, and found a university that was in down here. good university, has a good computer science department. I worked really hard to get a job here, and I did. I've been here 6 years now.
Is that right?
I really like it.
That's tremendous. Yeah, well, last Thursday, Professor Mark Mitchell, who is, I think, chairs the business...
He's the chair of the management department, a good friend of mine.
A great guy, was with us as the father of two premature twins that were born around 2 pounds, 1 ounce, 2 pounds, 4 ounce. And, of course, he was talking about Horry County's Walk America, which is coming up on Saturday, April 28th, very soon. We're very excited about. But at the same time, it's fascinating hearing about all the things going on at Coastal Carolina University. Y'all are hopping.
Well, we really are, and we've got a lot of good things going on. One thing that I wanted to mention, it was just a very small part of my internet column the week of the Computer Security Conference, but this is something that I want people to understand. Can I share this with you?
Please, yeah, the one that's out right now in newsstands.
Well, it's no, it's actually going to be, it's the one that was out for the security conference last week. So I guess maybe it's still on sale.
Today is Monday, absolutely.
So it's,
yeah, it's still out in boxes.
It's still on sale. I kind of think of it as Thursday in the weekend, then we're just waiting for the next one.
Right, it's a weekly newspaper. It's out for 7 days.
That's right. But the very disquieting thing is that when you go to a website, just because you go there doesn't mean that you're safe and secure. There are a lot of people that will put malicious Trojans in their code, and when you click on a website, the files that make that website in the browser, they actually download on your computer. And that's one way that you can get these Trojans that will steal your identity. That's why you've got to be very careful where you go. Used to be you could go to any, you could go to a search engine, you could find all these listings and just keep clicking right down. But you've got to be very careful where you go. And in fact, John Kibler and I were talking about this, and this is something he probably won't mention. But it's gotten where people have to be very careful. And I know some folks don't like it when they do everything right, but then they still have to take their computer in every month and pay $95 to get it cleaned off. But it's kind of a fact of life.
Every month, John.
He was telling me about a lady down in Charleston that has that problem, that every month, and the kid at the computer store says, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, you're just going to find websites, but apparently they've been compromised." So a lot of people don't even know that their own websites have been compromised. So we just have to be careful and realize that the Internet has brought a lot of privileges, a lot of information sharing, the ability to send emails, to get information in the blink of an eye. I remember a friend of mine said, you can watch people fishing in Alaska in Paris while they're fishing in Alaska. But, with the good comes the bad, and we just have to be careful.
You said you made the point there of what the guy was saying to the woman there in the shop. You're talking about going to websites. Is that any website, certain websites in particular the viewers need to stay clear of?
What I can say is the major websites probably have the best security. Yahoo, Google, MSN, Microsoft, MySpace is probably okay. eBay, Amazon, those folks spend millions of dollars every year on security. But when you go to smaller websites, you're really taking a little bit of a chance. Even if it's good people that host at a good place, you never know if they have been compromised. They don't even know. I know that's scary.
That is, John. It's terribly scary for viewers to think, why the heck would they go online oftentimes if they're only going to be focused or forced to essentially go to all the big dogs in the market and not some of the niche folks. If I'm interested in plants or trees or lobbies of hotels and I want to visit hotellobbies.com, I may not want to because it's better to just go to Google and type in hotel lobbies. The problem there is then Google provides hotellobbies.com up at the top, and I'm going to end up getting to them anyway.
Yeah, but the point is, when you're walking down the street, you never know if a television is going to come falling out a window and hit you on the head. So it's about the same. I mean, it's about the same thing.